Hi, everyone, and Happy New Year. For this podcast, I have actor Derek Poole with me as we're going to be talking about the new short he's in called Starquake. Thank you, Derek, for being today's guest.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, is this about to become a new miniseries on YouTube?
Potentially, we don't know for sure yet. We filmed the 7-minute short, and it's on YouTube right now. Currently, anybody can watch it, and we used it to go into the Cannes Film Festival, which we actually ended up winning for our division, which was pretty cool. We entered it into the best adventure superhero film category, and it won there, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, we're not totally sure what they want to do with it yet. They've thought about making it into a series, possibly for YouTube or a web series, but they also would like to try to pitch it and sell it to a streaming service. So kind of whatever we can get traction with, and wherever their interest is where we'll go.
Nice. So how did this really get started? Like, whose idea was it to create an entirely new show?
This was Jerry Peacock, his name is. He's out of Atlanta, and he has a company and a brand called Muscle Nerds. And they did a lot of stuff at Dragon Con over the years. And he's always wanted to create his own series and a new show with new heroes that instead of just going on and on and on with Marvel characters that we've seen for years on end. He's had the dream of creating his own characters in this whole new world, kind of, if you will.
Nice, because I like for the suits, they're very Superman-esque in terms of design, but I like the color schemes. It's very, I say, somewhat different than what we've seen so far in the media.
Yeah, for sure. They kind of have that classic superhero look that everybody grew up loving and is used to, and it's kind of that fun feeling. So that was cool to see those. And that was just our prototype suits, actually. So the ones, if this gets picked up or if we film more, will be even better than what you saw.
Very nice. Will you guys have like any kind of masks, or is it just mostly having the bodysuit?
We will have kind of like a Incredibles style mask. An eye mask is what the plan is right now, kind of the eye cutout thing. Nice. And I don't know if you saw, we did a test shoot before we shot the short, actually, of me in kind of an office studio situation. And I had the mask on then, but when we filmed the short, something wasn't working right with the masks, so we decided to scrap the masks for that shoot. But I was supposed to actually have a mask on.
Gotcha. So your character is Orion, right? Like,
yes.
So that's what I wonder about. Are you guys like a bunch of aliens or people that got powers through accidents, so to speak?
Not aliens. We're kind of, the whole goal of the show is to shine a light on the average people, the average Joe, the everyday worker, the guy, the blue collar worker who goes who's a trucker or a farmer or a factory worker, and instead of it having be some hedge fund billionaire that has powers or a lot of money that can, make suits and weapons. And so we're just average people, and that's kind of what the focus of the show was supposed to be about. And my character, Andy, his name is Andy, and then his hero name is Orion, but he is a rancher, and he's out on the prairie one night tending to a cow that's having a calf, and he gets hit with a strange nebula gas out in the prairies there. And so that's how we had kind of written up this whole scenario to where he starts realizing his powers, and he's starts floating up around the farm there, and it's figuring out kind of what he can do with it.
Okay, yeah, because for your character, you seem like really like more lighthearted, very more dead set on being a hero and everything.
Yeah, they really wanted my Andy character, which we haven't gotten into yet, but that's written to where I'm a lot more reserved and not as friendly, not as outgoing. But then they want it to be where when I go to the hero part, my powers take over, that I become this jovial, kind of lighthearted, funny guy who likes to joke around and have a good time. I took a lot of inspiration from Chris Evans playing Human Torch in the first Fantastic Four. That was a lot of my inspiration for that. And I've always loved his character, and his take on that role is just a blast to watch.
Yeah, it definitely was my favorites in those movies.
Yeah, for sure.
So who designed the costumes? Did you for? Did you manage to get like someone pretty big, or was it more just
It was actually
friends?
he's kind of a makeup artist guy and an illustrator and an artist. He is actually in the show as well. You've seen him, Elcor, Ryan Chrissy, and he's down south as well. And he helped Jerry write the series and the pilot and everything. So he designed everything. Kind of that was a brainchild of Jerry and Ryan together. He drew all the stuff, picked out the colorways, and then they had a costume maker build them.
Nice. So, is there any particular big threats here? Because so far, I seen that there was that at the post-credit sequence, there's this guy that was like hooded, very like mysterious, whole like you've done well apprentice kind of thing.
Yeah, that is Romulus. That is the villain that we haven't been able to. We wanted to get more in depth into that in the pilot, but we weren't able to with what we had to work with at the time. So yes, that is the threat there.
Interesting, yeah. Because when I heard the name like Mizar that was thrown out, it sounded very like something that's like not of this world or so, or at least
Yes,
something like that.
Yep.
Just saying, hopefully we get to see more of this because I always like the fact that we get to see like other stories that aren't tied into DC, Marvel, and other big names. You know.
Yeah, I agree totally. That's the whole goal of everybody here working on the project. They really want to see something. I like to describe it. Jerry might not like it as much. I think he wants me to take it a little more serious and extreme, but I like to think of it as the movie Sky High that came out years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
A little bit more of that vibe, that like maybe not quite that, cartoony-ish feel, but something kind of along those lines. An easy, simple, fun storyline, but with new characters and new colors, and something that's fun to watch. Maybe more, not quite as adult, but just something fun to be in. Add some comedy to it.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. Because like when I first saw the pilot through some of the sequences, it gave me Spider-Man vibes in terms of like for Alcor to try to balance his everyday life with the superhero things and not exactly being rich or even successful. Like he's struggling. That definitely gave me like Tobey Maguire vibes.
Yeah, that's a lot of what it felt like, and it was they kind of want to bring that to light and just show that these are the average people with average problems, and it's very relatable to the audience.
Definitely, because a few friends of mine, we were involved in trying to make this a darker, serious take on the Powerpuff Girls before the CW tried to do their version of it. It was more like the Dark Knight sort of. Yeah.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Whenever you're done, I say definitely take a look at the Buttercup short on YouTube.
I will for sure. Buttercup short. I'll check that out. Sounds great.
Yeah. So have you always wanted to be involved in superhero content as an actor?
Yeah, I really have. I would say the first time as a kid, growing up, I never really thought I could be an actor. I grew up on a dairy farm in upstate New York, and the thought of Hollywood and like that kind of movie life was just so far out of the question to me. But then as I grew up and got older, I figured I could try to make it happen. And I actually, the Fantastic Four movie was the movie that kind of it clicked with me, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be an actor. I love that character. I love that feeling, the vibe you get from it. And ever since I watched that, that's what I wanted to do. And yeah, superheroes was definitely top of my list.
Yeah, because when I saw that, you definitely gave that Human Torch vibe, and really a lot of the famous like young hero sort of sidekick, but like equal partner kind of thing.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, because through this pilot, we'll get to see like other characters, or is it mostly just going to be just the three of you in costumes?
No, they're definitely gonna introduce more characters. They want to introduce some female heroes and some love interests. I think a little romance storyline there, probably with a couple of the characters. We'll see where they want to go with that, but they definitely will be making the world a little bigger as they go.
Hopefully be more interesting than the Eternals.
Yeah. Yep. It should be.
I personally didn't see it, but from the looks of trailers, I felt like it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Like it's just another.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these things coming out. And I hate to bash on Marvel, but I grew up with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and Fantastic Four and all these things, and I loved that era. And Iron Man, when Iron Man came out, that was just the sickest movie I'd ever seen. But it's just, after Avengers happened, that was great, but it just, to me anyways, it just seems like it all has, after that movie, it seems like it's all blended together. It just, I don't know. I don't like seeing I like the individual movies, I guess. More of a storyline, and instead of just superhero team all the time.
Yeah, it feels like now they're doing more individualized stories before doing a comp team up again.
Yeah, and I mean, the Spider-Man that just came out, I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard amazing things. So hopefully we're going in the right direction with movies again.
I think you're definitely in for a treat. Unless,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any spoilers, but
I haven't. I've stayed away from spoilers, so I got to go see it so I can not have to worry about that.
yeah, because they're definitely taking this version of Spider-Man in a very similar direction to what they've done with Tobey Maguire. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Awesome. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, so would this be technically your first superhero role?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah, actually my first and only. I guess I did play, I got to play Captain Kirk right after we filmed Starquake in another pilot type series thing so I got to be the lead in a Star Trek episode. So that was cool. Not that he's a superhero, but similar.
Still, is that also on YouTube?
That is not yet. That's still in editing, actually. So I'm waiting to see footage on that.
Gotcha, because that'd be pretty cool. Because you definitely have that, I guess, a combo of Chris Evans and Chris Pine vibe.
Yeah, I've got that a lot from multiple people. So, yeah. Hopefully, I can have half the careers that they have.
Yeah, we'll see. Never know what happens. Do you do like a lot of acting gigs now?
Yeah, working on it. A lot of auditions. Probably more auditions than acting gigs right now. But yeah, definitely getting into more full-time work with acting for sure.
That's good. Yeah, but plus if not also for live action performances, there's also probably more of a market with voiceover work.
Yeah, lots of voiceover. I've done some voiceover auditions and a couple jobs. So yeah, definitely. There's different things to get into everywhere. But yeah, mainly focusing on the TV and film side of things, and I want to get into sci-fi action movies, and I'm really big into. I'd love to play an astronaut. I'm big into the space type stuff, so that's another bucket list item for my acting career.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe since Pixar's making a Lightyear movie for, that's animated, maybe it could be the live action Buzz Lightyear.
right. Who? I don't know. I think is Chris Evans. I think they already cast that.
Yeah, but that's still mostly just the CGI animation.
Right. For sure. Yeah, potential voiceover work though, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know if you saw the trailer, but they really made it such a big Star Trek, Star Wars kind of epic movie.
Oh, have they really? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty much, I guess, like mixing the Buzz Lightyear design with, I guess, like Chris Evans' design, so to speak, with mostly just him having a bigger chin.
Yeah, real big chin.
Yeah, and it's I guess like kind of like Training Day, sort of just in space with him, I guess, going through the process of becoming the space soldier we know him today as.
Yeah, cool. Going through the academy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, and even saying that, even just almost finishing the catchphrase to infinity, then cut to black.
Right. The cliffhanger.
Any plans for next year?
I have auditioned for a few projects that film early next year, waiting to hear back on some of those, and signed with a new manager. So hopefully that'll be extending the web of contacts and opportunities. So we'll see what 2022 brings.
That's for sure.
The plan though. Just keep going.
That's for sure. Just wondering, are you mostly a big fan of Marvel movies or any other, or DC as well?
I followed some DC movies too. I mean, I of course liked Dark Knight and some of the Batman movies. I haven't watched a ton of Superman, I guess, but I would say probably more Marvel I'm familiar with than DC.
Gotcha.
I did watch the first Suicide Squad. I watched Batman vs. Superman whenever that came out a few years ago. It was good.
Yeah, that one was a bit so-and-so.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get to see something more for better Superman stories down the line, because next year we're also getting a Black Adam movie, I think, at some point.
Yeah, which, surprise, surprise, The Rock is in another major leading role.
Yeah, because he definitely has the look of the character, like, hands down.
Yep. It'll be really cool to see him in that.
It'd be funny though, seeing him pit up against what was his name? Zachary Levi as Shazam.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because Black Adam's pretty much like evil Shazam, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Is that next summer, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I think so. Around like next spring, next summer, somewhere.
Yeah, probably. It's probably next summer's big movie thing.
Yeah, because I know that's after, I think it was the Batman movie coming out
in March with Robert Pattinson, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that performance. He looks like he's gonna nail that role.
Yeah, I never thought I would be happy to see an actor from Twilight take on this role.
Yeah, same. No, I don't think many people saw that coming.
Yeah, because for me, like, after Ben Affleck, I would probably have picked, like, what's the guy's name? He's one of those, like, martial arts actors. Scott Adkins. I don't know if you heard of him.
I don't know. No, I haven't heard that name.
I wouldn't say he's famous, like, not to, like, Bale or Affleck's level, but
he's known now.
Yeah, fans always compared him to being Batman because he has, like, the look, the training, and I was not sure about for his voice, but I think he could probably pull it off being Batman.
You work on a little bit, you can pull it off.
But I would say, but hopefully with Marvel, we get to see more single stories and maybe something with Old Man Rogers again.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see what they do and those storylines again.
Did you ever get a chance to see the Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, I don't think I. Is that the one with the? I don't even know the actor's name. I think I saw Winter Soldier. Yeah, I think I did see that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like a sequel show from Avengers about with Falcon and Winter Soldier, how they're trying to guess like how to readjust after Endgame and how to handle, I guess, carry on Captain America's legacy.
Yeah. Now, are you a Michael Bay fan at all?
Somewhat. I mean, I've seen the first Transformers and a few of the sequels, not all of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my go-to goal right there is the Michael Bay action movies, for sure. Big fan of the Transformers. I loved Taylor Kitsch in Battleship. I thought that was a sick movie. And then even Six Underground on Netflix, the one with Ryan Reynolds, thought it was very well done. And that whole energy that he makes, is the way the shots look, the music, sounds, or everything is just badass.
That's for sure. Plus, that reminds me, have you ever seen Red Notice on Netflix?
I did watch Red Notice, yeah. Yep. Most watched movie on Netflix, apparently.
Yeah, because I really like the Indiana Jones and I want to say even like National Treasure kind of vibe.
Yeah, it was a mix of the mission, like I'd say Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, National Treasure. It was a mix of everything, kind of James Bond-esque little scenarios, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever seen like Ryan Reynolds and The Rock together in a movie.
Yeah. It was a good little comedy riff there with those two. That was good. But speaking of James Bond, now that Daniel Craig's done, who would be your top pick for the next one?
That's a good question. I want to say Idris Elba. I think he'd be a good and unique choice for James Bond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd be fantastic. I think I gotta go with Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy would do that role justice for sure.
I suppose. Just when I think of Tom Hardy, it's hard to say because between Bane and there was a role he did earlier. I forgot his name, but Bronson. I think it was Charlie Bronson. Like, this really like unstable kind of prisoner who was always very physical and downright near critical with his fighting, and it's an actual person, like a guy who spent most of his life in jail.
Hmm. Yeah, I love him as an actor. I love him in Venom. I think he was sick in that. And then Mad Max is another one of my favorites, even though it's just cars blowing up in a war. But I love that
Yeah,
movie. I
that
love
movie
him in
was
that role,
crazy.
too. Yeah, yeah. I want to see the second one.
Wait, they made a sequel to Fury
They
Road?
have. I don't think, or they're making it now currently. I know it's happening. Yeah.
It's always funny that with most of his movies, he has some kind of mask on.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
But him as a Bond, that could,
I think he'd bring a little roughneck to it, which would be cool.
yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
keep it keep it classic Bond, but have a little flair of roughness in there would be nice.
yeah. Plus, though I wonder, would he be like the shortest Bond actor though, or
I have no idea actually. I don't know how tall is Daniel Craig. He can't be that tall.
no? It's just because I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like between like him and Hardy and Bale, like I think Bale was definitely a little bit taller because I know Bale's like 6 foot, so I think
Hmm.
I want to say Daniel Craig is maybe somewhere around there, like 5'10" maybe.
Yeah. What's Tom Hardy? Is he under 5'10"?
I have to see about that. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one.
Let's see, Tom Hardy. Oh, 5'9". Okay, so not that short.
5'9". Okay.
Okay, so probably not the shortest because I'm not sure about the heights for the other Bonds before him.
Yeah, yeah. Pierce Brosnan. I imagine he's taller though for some reason. He looks like he'd be taller to me.
Yeah, I definitely remember him besides Daniel Craig, and I think he's going to be. Yeah, I think he's also going to be in Black Adam as Doctor Fate.
Oh, really?
Pretty much like DC's Doctor Strange, but with a Egyptian helmet vibe.
Right. Yep. Is this on YouTube, your podcast?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, usually edit these out, put some like clips or pictures of references, and put them on YouTube.
Cool. Cool. Where are you based out of in Connecticut?
Around Southington.
Okay. I used to come down to South Norwalk and take the train to the city there when I started my acting and fitness modeling career down in the city. I had a family in Connecticut, so I'd stay there and take the Metro North into Grand Central.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't say that's like a close to me, but I mean it's not too far. Too far.
General area, yeah.
I mean, do you still often do that with the train rides and stuff?
Not as much anymore. After that I moved to New Jersey, and I lived there just outside the city. And when I was down there, I took the train all the time into Penn Station, and then a lot of times some of my side job stuff would be like late at night in the city. I would just end up driving in. So it was a mix of doing the train and driving basically, but yeah, I definitely know the train routes.
Yeah, because I think I took a train once through New York and New Jersey to get to a convention now and then. Well, before the pandemic, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's changed everything a little bit, huh?
But I'm thinking after this year I might do some traveling and stuff because I'm glad the conventions are still kind of up and running again.
Yeah, for sure. Got to get out there and enjoy life.
Yeah, because I just want to ask, like, yeah, for with Starquake, will there be any more convention appearances, or is it mostly just Atlanta?
We haven't talked about it yet. They did the Dragon Con thing. They showed it there at an audience, but I'm not sure if we'll do it again. I wasn't actually there at the Dragon Con one, but I think the other guys were. But yeah, we'll have to see on if I'm sure we'll do it again if we film more, I would guess. So I'm just kind of waiting. I got to talk to the guys and see what the plan is, but hopefully we can get back to filming and do another episode, hopefully a longer one this time.
Yeah, because who knows? You guys might be like the next Bat in the Sun, or I forgot their YouTube channel's name, but there's a couple of groups that mostly have their content on YouTube, but became pretty big with their production works and fan base. So
yeah, anything's possible. So we'll see what happens.
well, I think that's going to be the time for today. Thank you again for joining on this session, Derek.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Brian. It was great. Always fun talking about comics and superhero stuff. It's always a good time.
Yep, and it's great to see the potential of starting with a new generation of characters and new content in the superhero community.
That's right. Got to keep it going.
Never let it die. But anyway, thank you all viewers for tuning in. This is B9 Entertainment, signing off.